We are live. We are live, and the people in the picture. So let's go from right to left.
No,
As
we're
in
not.
right.
We're not, because I don't know who the people in the picture are.
So from right to left, we have Sub, the person in the middle.
That's not me. I don't know who that is.
Person in the middle is Wiz, and the gentleman in the Catford shirt is Nana. And welcome to Voices of the Game podcast.
The person in the middle is some new guy that's coming on next week, apparently. It's not me.
Oh dear. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, good, thank you, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm well. You know, I've kind of got my cup of water here. As the best centre back in the universe, it's kind of time for me to refuel. So again, the only thing I can really promote is like water. You know, literally, I don't drink tea. I don't eat hobnob biscuits. I don't drink alcohol.
You don't what? Are you all right?
Drink alcohol.
Are you high or something?
You must be. You must be.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thank you to everyone tuning in. We are going to briefly talk about the London Cup, really. Again, nice and sharp. And again, if there's any questions, any comments, please feel free to drop it in the comments box, and we will do our utmost to answer them as honestly as we possibly can. So let's go through some of the results from the fourth round. Sorry, the fourth round. Let me put this in. The fourth round. So, of course, Catford beat West London Vets 6-0.
Doesn't say that there, though.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Keeping it a secret. What's going on?
Well, I mean...
Nah, there's no secret thing. It's a dumbass, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. You
got
Kamar's result, but you don't want to put yours.
No, listen, this has got nothing to do with me. Like, I have no influence over.
It's just incompetence. That's all.
Oh no!
Don't make it sound like what it is. It's just incompetence. That's all.
Maybe it's the water. Maybe it's the water that he's drinking. I don't know.
Hold on. So, do you think it's me that can actually input everything in? It's got nothing to do with me.
This is a screenshot from the thing. Can you get a screenshot?
So, wait a minute. Did you screenshot it? Yeah.
I screenshotted this.
Right. So could you not edit? Could you not edit the scoring? Just asking. Because you're making these pictures of random people. Just wondering if you can.
Well, I mean,
well, this is on the league website, and it could have been done easily.
It's all right. We'll move on. What was the score?
Yeah. It was 6-0, I believe.
Okay.
You know, I played the majority of the game, and then Nana came on and she almost messed up the clean sheet, but we digress. Then we go to the quarterfinal results. So Abbey Town beat,
and I scored.
Sorry,
I scored, and it was chalked off. You forgot that?
Wait, hold on. So how can you score and it gets chalked off, and then you're saying that you scored?
Because my own players don't want me to score. Can you imagine that, Will?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they are screaming to the ref that is offside, and the video has come out. It's clearly 2 yards onside. Can you imagine that?
That's
yeah,
crazy.
But hold on.
As they say, hate is gonna hate, innit? So.
Wait.
And the finish, the finish.
Finesse, yeah.
Hold on. Wait, which player or which players were screaming that it was offside?
You,
that's bang out of order.
You.
Wiz, he was about 2 yards offside.
But he just said it was 2 yards onside.
No. I don't know.
See the video too. Like the hate is just real, man. Like I don't know why.
I'm honestly, I'm so glad that he didn't score. Honestly, I'm so glad.
I scored.
You didn't score. How?
All right, whatever. Let's move on.
By putting the ball in the back of the net. Is that what he did?
Wiz, like
serious finesse finish.
Crazy.
And the referee hears them shouting, "Ref is offside! Ref is offside!" My own players.
That's mad.
Can you imagine that?
Hate is gonna hate.
Oh, bro, it's real, man.
Anyway, we will talk about the game later on. So, of course, LSU beat Hollington 2-1 to make it into the semi-final. And Springfield Vets lost 8-3 to Abbey Town. And the remaining quarterfinals, it's Kamazi versus Catford, and Highgate Albion will be playing Winchmore Hill Vets. So that is the roundup of that. Nana, let's kind of go to you. So the game against West London Vets. Yes, we like beat them 6-0, but could you tell everyone what the team talk was about and literally what were you expecting from the guys before the game?
Certainly, I was expecting us not to go 4-0 down like we did the previous round against Summers and make things difficult for ourselves. And as I mentioned to the team, West London, if we know how it feels to travel a distance to get a game on. So anybody traveling from all the way in West over here, they're coming to put up a fight. They're not just coming to, enjoy just a game of football and go away. They're coming to compete. We are home, and home has been a fortress for a while. So we needed to start strong. We needed to start fast. We needed to be switched on. And that's exactly what the lads did. The shape was really good. Organization was really good. And I couldn't have asked for a better start, especially according to the team talk. I couldn't have asked for a better start, so it calmed the nerves down a bit. That was the team talk.
I mean, again, beating Summers the round before and coming back from like 4-0, and then I think we were 4 goals up within 30 minutes as well. So it was quite a similar performance up to like the 30 minutes. I mean, were you kind of more impressed with the scoreline or literally how the team dealt physically and emotionally with the conditions, and also how West London were playing?
Big shout out to West London. Again, they've had a long journey over here, and they came to play football. They came and stuck to their style of football, trying to move the ball about. So kudos to them. I'll give credit to my boys because way from the off, the pressed high, created lots of chances, made it very, very difficult for them to play, and finish the chances, which was pretty important. Like I said, any team that we play in the Vets League, we are going to create chances. I think we have enough in the team to create chances on any given day. And it's about putting those chances away. Once we put those chances away, it's going to be difficult for any team. So I was impressed with the organization of the team. I was impressed with how they wanted it. You could see that everybody was switched on. Like I said to them lot, everything that happens for a reason. Going 4-0 down, coming back and winning that tie on penalties. The adversity that we had to face on and off the pitch before that game, during that game, has put a bit of fuel into the tank, has put a bit of confidence into the tank, and it showed on Saturday. I'm sure, like the manager of West London said, they were missing a few players. I think they had like 13, 14, but they were still missing a few players, like he said, because of the journey and all sorts. So, traveling it's not easy, especially when they're Sunday side as well. That's something we'll talk about. We can talk about later, but it must have been difficult. So it's the luck of the draw, I guess. But we thoroughly deserved to win that game. It could have been double figures if all the chances were put through, especially that goal which was chalked off. I'll send you the video, Wiz.
Oh wait,
please, let me see. Did you? So obviously, I don't know much about them, but like preparation for the game. Did you know much about the team that is playing, and obviously, did you set up a certain way to for things not to happen like when you played Summers? Obviously, I know they're two different teams or whatever, but in your setup and your thought process of the game, did you ensure that you set up that you don't have another reoccurrence of that game?
The way we set up, usually we rarely change it depending on the opposition, because I believe we have people in certain areas of the pitch who can stabilize any situation. So within 5-10 minutes, we are going to see how the opposition is set up. I just looked at the league table. I knew nothing about them really. I mean, we played West Fulham, we've played West London Rams, different with different clubs and different competitions, but I knew nothing about this West London side. But we set up in such a way that whatever they threw at us, we could figure it out in the first 5-10 minutes and make changes accordingly. And that's exactly what we did. I think after 5 minutes, I just told them that listen, they're here to play. They're not going to go long balls and all sorts. So let's press high. Let's keep the intensity. Let's just force them to make mistakes. And some of the goals came from exactly that.
Actually, Wiz, I don't think I can ask you the question. So the Summers Catford game, who did you predict to win that?
No idea. I don't know. I didn't know much about Summers. I just know I've heard of them, so I don't know what quality they possessed in their rank. So if I was going to go with anyone on the day, it would have been possibly you guys. But again, only because I know you. You know what I mean? But I've heard good things about Summers, you know, and like I said on the show, I never watched a lot of their videos. But I am going to start watching more of their videos now. But you just go with what you know, innit? And obviously the team that I know is you guys. I played against you guys. I know you guys personally. So you just kind of go with what you know. And then if you win, it's kind of like well done. But then if you lose, it's like, okay, you kind of take notice of the other team. But then watching the game, I was like, oh, okay, Summers offers, like they got some decent ballers and like they play the right way and they play to their strengths, and their strengths is obviously they got a decent back line and seems like they got some ball players in the middle, but then they got some really fast, quick attackers. And you know, in the Vets game, that's quite dangerous. So they utilize them quite well and they try and get them into the game quite well. So that as quick as possible to cause a threat. And I think what it looked like to me was once they kind of, you only get snippets, obviously, because the game was shown on YouTube is obviously little clips or whatever. But what it looked like was they kind of struggled with you guys in the first, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then after a while, once they was able to nullify or deal with your pressure, then they was able to get themselves again. They grew into the game. I think that's one thing that you guys allowed them to do was to grow into the game, and you can't allow that in any game of football, no matter what level you play at. I think if you guys would have scored maybe the two clear cut, I think there was maybe two clear cut chances you should have scored. If you scored out, I think it could have been a different game in my eyes. But you allowed them to grow, and the next minute you're basically 4-0 down, and who knows? Like the rest is history, isn't it? You come back, you win the game or whatever. But I feel like in any game of football, by the sounds of it, this week you didn't let that happen. You didn't let the opposition grow in the game. You sounds like you killed them off quite early, so you was able to then relax and play how you wanted to play.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was. I won't say it was a similar game to like Summers, but you know, especially this season, we've like seen teams come back from 4 goals down. I mean, Kamazi came back from 3 goals down to actually beat Independent as well. So even having a 3-4 goal lead, it doesn't kind of guarantee anything. And Michael, you know, again, I've got another question for like you, Nana. You decided after 30 minutes to actually make some changes. I think you took off 3 players. I mean, what, you know, what was your thought behind that, knowing that a 4-goal lead doesn't necessarily guarantee you'll win after 30 minutes?
Please tell me you was one of the players you brought off. No.
I wish was two things.
Man.
One, do you first of all, do you realize that for months we've looked at your logo and it's not mirrored? It's actually mirrored, so people can't read it properly. How much of a dumbass do you have to be?
It's actually mirrored.
For
it's like, you're reading it backwards. You're reading it backwards.
Okay, well,
do you realize that?
All right, you guys keep talking. I'm going to change it.
Right.
I didn't want to say nothing, but I'm just glad none of it.
And I thought you clock on and change it, but
no,
not.
This is the Bruce. This is the Bruce. He's too busy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's too busy apparently being the best centre back. So
wait, but see how I'm looking at it. It looks fine.
Of course, it will look fine to you.
Because you're looking straight on at it. We're looking at it from a different angle.
Wait, so then you guys could not have told me this yet, like last week. Like, why are you telling me this now?
It's not only been last week. It's been months.
Gee. All right.
But why have we got to tell you?
In it. Don't you watch the videos back? Don't you watch the clips back sometimes? You cut snippets of it and put it online, and you have never seen it.
You guys carry on talking. I'm gonna see if I can change it.
Anyway, well, I made those substitutions because it's a long season, one. And I felt we had bigger fish to fry. No disrespect to West London. The game at Summers, the competition was absolutely different. The kind of pace that we had going into this game, how it started, I knew it wasn't even a gamble. I knew it wasn't going to be a. They weren't going to score 4.
How do you know that?
You know, well, that's why the manager and the player. You can tell the pace of the game. You can tell the levels, and I think we were set up in the right way. That however many they scored, it wasn't going to be 4 goals. The ground was heavy, and I opted to use the squad, the whole squad, because next week we have Hollington. After that, I think we have the London Cup again against Kumasi. Then we have Leone Stars. Then we have LSU. We have Sporting. It's just back to back to back. So my idea was to give everybody at least 60 minutes, but also keep the people that didn't need to be on the pitch off the pitch to avoid any injuries. Obviously, players don't necessarily like that. They will wait. They want to wait for till halftime or something. But that's my issue to deal with. Players, unfortunately, are very, very selfish. We all like that. We want to play. But as a manager, I'm thinking of the long term of the team, not just a game which is 4-0 up within 30 minutes. And I'm looking at the structure. I'm looking at the sidelines, and I'm looking at we had 12 on Thursday, and then we had 17 on Friday. Well, 18 including me. So we had a lot of players with legs that could do a job. And I felt that it was right to take them off the pitch, let others get minutes, let them warm up, and then come back in. Because most of them came back, bar one, most of them came back on the pitch again. So everybody had a good run out on the day. That was my decision to make, and I'm actually happy I made it, irrespective of what anybody else feels.
How did the players take that though? Right? Yeah.
I think one or two of them weren't happy, but in the end, the one who wasn't happy sort of apologized to me privately, and I also apologized to the team. The other one spoke about, we should have waited to halftime, and I explained myself to them. That's why I made that decision.
Yeah.
So that, because I need you next week. Again, pitch was heavy. Pitch was very, very heavy. And those kind of pitches, if you stretch wrongly, if you step wrongly, you see that ankle, hamstring, anything. I'm thinking, what are you on the pitch for?
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? What are you on the pitch for? If this game is already won in my eyes, it's 30 minutes, come back off the pitch. Even if they score 2 or 3, I can always bring you guys back on the pitch to stabilize the ship and win. If we won 1-0, I'll be happy with to the next round. So that was the thoughts behind that decision. I'm happy I made it.
Oh yeah, that's it. You're the manager, isn't it? So
yep.
But like, I mean, listen, how would you navigate a situation like that? You know, as a coach, if you're winning by 3 or 4, like, you know, is there like a thought process that like you would have done to actually take off players to quote unquote protect them for like games ahead?
Yeah, I guess it depends. Obviously, some of the guys I'm coaching obviously are slightly younger, you know, and the league we play in is a bit more consistent, like with them vets, because obviously with vets sometimes you're having to fill the gap with loads of cup games. You know what I mean? So but if you're out of the cup games, it's your game time becomes quite limited, doesn't it? Sometimes. So one thing I would do is I'll obviously have a conversation with players and just explain to them prior, like, you're going to play this amount of minutes today. But obviously, so at the moment we're quite lucky at the moment because of the level we play at. We're allowed to do roll and roll off. But the moment we get promoted, there's no roll and roll off. So, for example, if I was going to do, and obviously I'm not sure, is it roll and roll off in the London Cup? I'm assuming it is, yeah?
It is.
So Nana has the luxury of being able to roll and roll off people. So for him, he's quite lucky because then, like he said, if he needs to bring someone back on, you know, anything can happen being a heavy pitch, you'll roll them back on again anyway. So you have that luxury where when we get promoted, we're not going to have that luxury. So you'd maybe have a conversation and explain, right, this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you this amount of minutes due to the fact that we might have a game midweek. So if I have a game midweek and I need you and you're a player that I know that needs to have that rest to play in the midweek game, I'm going to let you know I'm going to play you like 45 minutes or, you know, whatever. Just so they're pre-prepared, because sometimes, you know, as players, you expect, especially if you start, you're expecting to play quite a lot of minutes. So if you're just randomly brought off without an explanation, you can get a bit frustrated because sometimes you might be doing well. Like, for example, you guys were in a strong position, weren't you? Like, you was winning 4-0. So some players would be like, I'm doing well, why am I being brought off? Where there's a thought process behind it. So even if they're doing well, I'll still explain, right, pre-plan it, have a conversation with the management team. Like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to play this person, certain amount of minutes, make the changes, But then during the game, that could all change. You know what I mean? Because certain situations could happen. You might not be winning the game as comfortable as you want. So you may not do that because you're going to need your better players, or, you know, you're going to need your players to play to get you over the line. But yeah, I think I would just have a conversation with them. You know, if I need to tweak anything, like tactically or anything like that, then I'll do that. But I think a conversation sometimes goes a long way for the players, so they don't feel quite overwhelmed when you're bringing them off.
Yeah, and that happened as well, especially with the management team, because if you take into consideration the game against the Catford B side in the Beckenham Cup, my expectation was for the players for the game to be done at halftime, and I did tell them clearly that if this game is not done at halftime, you guys are coming off. Because, again, no disrespect to them, they are Division 3-4 side, you're in the Prem. Anything can happen in football, but I expect you to not be relaxed and put them to the sword and kill this game off. And even though they didn't do that, I still kept them on the pitch and gave them an extra 15 minutes because I wanted them to, you know, sort themselves out. And then we still made a few changes, and then, you know, we won narrowly. But this game was the same. And I said we're going to use the whole squad.
Yeah,
you
no
know,
point having a whole squad.
True, and then and we did that. And then those who came up, I explained to them. They understood. Again, listen, win, lose or draw, especially winning, I am nowhere in the conversation. It's about this person scoring that goal, that person doing that skill, and that person have a fantastic game. It's never about the management making the right decision or not. And we know how it is. We never get that. But once we lose or draw, then inquisition starts. So I have to make a decision which I feel is for in the best interest of the team long term, not just on that particular day.
Yeah, of course.
And I did that, and I have no qualms about it. I mean, we won in the end, clean sheets, 6 goals.
Can't complain. Can't complain. My thing is as well is like, obviously, I don't think you guys played last week, did you?
No.
So just to take this into consideration, imagine if you did play last week, and let's say the Summers game was last week, and then you played yesterday. I know it's a long period, but in Vets football, with the way that our bodies are, and the way people recover nowadays, if you played on a really heavy pitch last week, to then now playing on another heavy pitch, it's going to be effective on the body. You know what I mean? So you have to make them changes to ensure that everyone's able to play the whole game, or play a certain amount of minutes.
Absolutely.
Very true. Nana, you like briefly spoke about how West London are a Sunday team, and of course we are a Saturday team. And listen, I'll be absolutely honest. I think the London FA have made a really huge mistake in terms of combining the Saturday and Sunday teams so early. I think that's something that needs to be addressed. I would love to get everyone's opinion about that.
I think that was it maybe like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I think that the intake from the London Cup, 3 years ago, was not as high, especially for the Vets side, and again, it was the quality of the competition as well. And I remember a conversation was had about extending the borders of the London Vets Cup, because it was a small competition, in South and a bit of East and Kent, but it didn't go that far. And there was a conversation about extending those borders to make it quite inclusive, because if it's London, then it's London. It should encompass London. It has its pros and cons. It means that you're going to get the top teams in all the divisions, West divisions around London. But then also, the distance is always going to be a problem. Now, some of these Vets teams play on Sundays, and some play on Saturdays. The uptake for only a Saturday London Cup or only a Sunday London Cup was never ever going to generate that much interest. Because the Sunday Vets teams are not, in terms of the quality of the competition, it's not as high as the Saturday ones. Sundays they play at 10:30 in the morning. Saturday mostly 2 o'clock. That's where the problem lies, because if you get a home tie, then you're expected to travel wherever it is. I remember LSU have gone and played like 11 o'clock game in some far off places in the past. But there's the pros and cons. The pros are that you get quality teams in all divisions trying to compete for the title. But the cons of it is that, the distance, the days, and all that. It should be a case of, and I don't know how they're going to do it. I have certain ideas, but it should be a case of, if it's Sunday versus Saturday teams, then they should meet at very later stages in the competition. How that's gonna, because people are going to say, well, it's not fair, because then teams will be avoiding teams, some teams, and some teams will be higher than others, etc. So it will be interesting to have that conversation and see how that is sorted out. But it makes sense that if, like, the quarters or the semis or the finals, then those teams meet each other.
My thing to that will be, so just to go back to what you said a minute ago, like some Sunday teams don't have as strong a squad as what a Saturday Vets team may have, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense. It's just me listening to it and just letting it process in my head. Like, for example, let's say you have let's say you separate them for a certain amount of time, but then a Sunday team continues to play versus like the Sunday teams, and then they make it really far, and then they somehow get into the final, and then you have like a so-called weaker Sunday team versus quite a strong Saturday team. Then is the final going to be? Do you really want to turn up to a final where no disrespect to South London or sorry West London or whatever, but do you really want to be turning up to play in a final or someone coming to spectate in the final, you're winning it like 6-0? Do you know what I mean? You want the final to be competitive. You want the finals and stuff like that. That's the whole point of the cup game, right? Of the cup.
Yeah.
So I just feel like the issue you're going to have is the traveling thing, because like a lot of people are older, a lot of people are not commuting as a collective, as in like if you was playing actual Saturday football, like non-league football, it's a bit different. Where in this, it's like you're having to travel, and you're knowing that I'm a 40-year-old man having to travel all the way across London to play a game. Some people, and they're just thinking, oh, I can spend a week this Saturday with my family. It's like that's the pros and cons, isn't it? So you're always going to be fighting an uphill battle. And I think if you're going to expand it bigger, and you're going to have the Kent teams coming in, which I believe there is.
Yeah.
I swear there was a Kent team in before.
Herne Bay.
There you go. And it makes no sense calling it the London Cup. That's just my opinion. To have it called the London Cup and you've got Herne Bay or nowhere near in London, and there's no, I have no qualms on them entering it, because if you're going to get people from outside of London to play in it, all for it, because then it makes the competition stronger, makes it bigger. But then it's pointless being called the London Cup when you're having people in from Kent or whatever in the cup. Do you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what we used to do, so like, yeah, again, like the Saturdays and the Sunday teams used to be separated until the quarter. No, tell a lie. It was up until the semi-finals, and then from there, the semi-finals, whoever is the home team, then they get the home advantage. Like, it is what it is. Do I think West London represented themselves in the best ability yesterday? Probably not, because of course, like they like play on a different day, and of course, you know, we can only beat the team in front of us, and that's what we did. But I mean, again, for the Saturday and Sunday teams to be mixed up so early, and again, in terms of like the kind of intake of like teams, you know, if there's more Saturday teams, then of course we like have to go through the system. If there's half of the Sunday teams, then of course teams are going to get buys into the third round, the fourth round, like, you know, like it is what it is. But you know, I just feel, I mean, listen, imagine if I know that we like definitely would have fulfilled out, you know, our like duty, but imagine us going to West London on a Sunday morning at kickoff at 10:30. A lot of our players would have struggled as well.
But also, sorry to come back to that. But you know what you're signing up to, though, right? But if you agree to join the cup, so West London are a Sunday team. Was it told to them that the games are played on a Saturday?
Yes, it was.
Right. So they're not going to have. By the sounds of it, I can't imagine having any grievance, because they played the game. You know, they've had players missing. It is what it is. That's Vets football for you. But if you're signing up to the London Cup knowing, and you play on a Sunday knowing the game's played on a Saturday, then you can't have any qualms with it, because it is what it is. That's like you guys. If you guys or Hollerton or signed up to the London Cup being told that the games are all played on a Sunday at 10:30, you can't argue with that, because that's what you're signing up to. So if you lose, then you can't turn around and go, oh, but we're a Saturday team and we play at 2:00, but we played at 10:30. But you agreed to do that. Do you get what I mean? Like when people turn around and say, well, I'm not traveling that far, but you agreed to do that, then just don't enter the cup, because the whole point of the cup is the London Cup. You travel across London to do it, no? Do you get what I mean? And then, but we can sit here, we're going to sit here going around in circles, but that's just the be all and end all of it. Like, if you're going to sign up to the competition, whether you play Saturday, whether you play Sunday, you know what you're signing up for. You either agree to it or just don't agree to it, and just don't do it. Do you get what I mean? Because there's not much else you can do about it. Like, I can't imagine West London going to sit here and go, well, we lost the game because we play on a Sunday and stuff like that. No, because they turned up and played. They could have just pied it off, right? But they didn't. They turned up to play. They tried to show they tried to present the best version of themselves. They was unlucky. They lost the game. But I can't imagine they turn around after and go, "Oh, we lost that because we play on a Sunday." I can't imagine that, and I'm not going to say they would.
No, they
That's what I mean.
they acquitted themselves pretty
That's what
well.
I'm saying, yeah, and they know what they signed up for.
Really.
But
Yeah.
to hear you saying to me, "Oh, you know, we're going to equip ourselves really well, and we're going to do," but I would expect that because you signed up to play on a Sunday and you play Saturday, so you have to deal with it. That's the card you dealt.
A lot of teams just enter, and if they see that they get an away fixture,
and then they just
get
cut
some
off.
training.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
then their
annoying.
money, and then whatever money they paid that money.
Exactly.
But I think that's unfair on. I also think that's unfair on the players. Like, unless the players and the club in general going, "Oh, we'll enter, we'll see what happens," and they all just don't care, then that's different. But
That's
if
what
you're
they do.
entering it, if you're actually entering it,
of course.
and your manager turns around and goes, "Well, we've got this game, we're going to cancel it." Me as a player, I'll be fuming. I'll be like, "What are you doing that for?"
Exactly.
I've played to play football. Do you know what I mean? If that's the case, then you pay out of your own money, and then if we play the game, then we'll give some money back or whatever like that. But don't ask us for money and then turn around and say, "Well, we're not going to fulfil the fixture because it's over in West London." Then don't enter the competition.
Yeah, true. Nana, the officials, how like would you rate them?
So I had a quiet conversation with one of the members of the London Everton team because we didn't. Our official cried off. Our appointed official cried off before the game on the Friday, so we didn't have an official. And I think this is about the fourth time that has happened that I have had to find an official for games, not only ours but for London Cup games.
Sorry.
As much as I have.
Can I ask a question, Anna?
Yeah.
Before you carry on, are the officials that, so for example, said official that chose not to turn up, were they having to travel from far?
No.
Oh no. But it's a genuine question. No. They
didn't have to. All of them were. Say, I found a referee for the Summers versus not us, the tie before. I found a referee for them, and the referee was actually based around that side. So
no, but I'm just
saying. No, actually, our referee, the one I found them was based on our side, but traveled all the way there to do this. But the referee who was appointed to their game was based in East London. So one thing that the FA do is that they try to appoint games to the referees who are closest to those fixtures.
Yeah, okay. It makes sense. No, I'm just wondering because, like, if they're having to travel, they tell me, "Oh, don't fancy that game. It's over there. I'm going to just ring up and say no."
Yeah.
But also, that's really poor for them to do it on the night before. It's really terrible. So
yeah. But I had to find a referee for that game. Now, as a referee secretary and a referee myself, I don't like to. I'll always be in the referee's corner first and foremost, before anything else. But I also must say that sometimes some of the decisions I've seen, some of them are inexcusable. I should say that some of them are inexcusable because we have, and again, we have the benefit of replays. I mean, there's something that you see on the pitch in real life, or in as it happens, and you're wondering how the hell has he given that? Especially when nobody's calling for that foul. Do you see what I'm saying? The interpretation of the laws of the game. One, you have to give what is expected. You see what I'm saying? For example, if a player is leaning back and the defender puts his arm out to stop them from leaning into them, it's not a foul. If they put their hands out, but you see the elbows go forward, that's a push. That's a foul. You can't say he has his hands up, so that's a foul. He hasn't pushed him. If it doesn't stop the player from coming onto him, he's just going to bundle into him. Do you see what I'm saying? And those are some of the small things that you see as a player or even as a referee, I'm thinking, surely that's not a foul. And especially when the players are not calling for anything as well. Let the game flow. And it's not for Catford or for West London, or it's just simple basic things that sometimes then I find it difficult to, agree with the thought process or the decisions which were given. Yesterday I felt like, because we're 4-0 or 5-0 up, I felt like some of these decisions were just almost like feeling sorry for West London. And I for one, I don't appreciate that, because give what it is. If it's 4 against Catford, give it. If it's 4 against West London, just give it.
Simple as that.
Let the game flow. If it's not a foul, don't give it. If it's a soft one, it's not a foul, and nobody's calling for it, just play on. And it was like that for most part of the game. And again, we have the benefit of video. So once you look at the video, it just makes it slightly worse. One thing I will say is that I'm always grateful for referees in the game, because he could have easily said, I'm not available. And then we, as per the competition rules, we would have had to choose someone to step up and referee the game. It could have been half of the game refereed by us and half of the game refereed by them. But this referee who came in, so far as I'm concerned, did us a favor. He also brought 2 very young referees. One of it was his son, 17-year-old. Another was a young lady, 16, 17-year-old, as assistant referees. They didn't get paid. So for that, I'll always be grateful, and I message him and I thank him for that. I didn't even talk about the game. I'm sure he's going to call me at some point to go over something, because he's one of our referees in this best league. So I'm very, very appreciative of that, because we didn't have the issues of club appointed liners when they have that tennis elbow and then everything goes up and everything goes up and everything goes up. I could see some of the inexperience in all these the young liners who were there yesterday, but they were there, which is the most important thing.
Yeah,
they did it for free, which was, again, is crucial, and they were brave enough to give decisions when they felt it was. It's the man in the middle who has to orchestrate things, and the performance of the man in the middle is what I try to balance out. Sometimes referees have a good day, sometimes they don't. So I'm just hoping that this is one of those days. I won't say that it was a shocking performance, because it was not that kind of game. It was not a challenging game. It was not a difficult game to referee. The 2 teams didn't come out to kick out at each other. The game was played in the extremely high standards of the game, in the good spirits of the game. It was nowhere near like the Summers game. The Summers game was keenly contested. It was a very physical game to an extent. There was no leg breaking tackles in that game. Sort of, it was keenly contested, like 50-50. This game was competitive, but it wasn't like flying tackles and push and shoves, and it was none of that. So it wasn't a challenge game, if you want to put it that way. So I'm grateful for the referee for turning up and doing the job.
Yeah, no, respect the ref. My thing is, like you're saying about the arms and the back and stuff, I think there needs to be more clarity regarding that, because obviously I think something happened. I can't remember if I was playing or if I was coaching in the game, and something similar happened, and it was a very obvious push in the back, and I was like, and I questioned it, and I was like, well, it's 2 hands in the back, and exactly like kind of similar to what you was explaining, but it was very obvious it was a push. But the difference was his arms are already kind of extended, if that makes sense. Like how you explained it was his arms were kind of here anyway, but in our game his arms were extended. And I said, ref, no, it's not. I'm like, but it's clearly like he's pushed him in the back, sort of thing. And to go back to like what you were saying about the referee saying that, I'm not saying, but treating the game a bit like, because you're winning, kind of being a bit lenient to the other team. I remember playing for Hollyton the round before the LSU game, and I can't remember who we played. I think we were something like 8-0. I think it was like win 8-0 or something like that.
Sporting or something.
Something like that, yeah. So something happened. I got fouled, and I'm like, ref, that was obvious foul. Nah. Then when he was like, but they're losing the game. Like, we need to give them. I'm like, what? No, no, ref the game equal. Because then that was it. I think what happened. I think I took the corner as well. I think something happened. I took a corner, and I was like, he was telling me that what I did with the corner was wrong. I'm like, no, it's not. It's in the circle. The corner's fine. Oh, but they're losing. We need to sort of like give them some leeway. I'm like, no, we don't. Like, no, ref the game properly. Like you're a mutual. Like you're not there. Like, oh, sorry, neutral. You're not there saying, well, I'm going to help them out because they're losing 8-0. No, you ref it properly, and that's one thing I think that happens quite a lot. There's like that happens quite a lot in games where, especially if you've got a strong team and you're playing against a team that might be slightly weaker, the referee sort of goes the other way a little bit because of they're like, oh, to save embarrassment, we'll give them a bit more so that they don't get embarrassed as much. Slows the game down, so there's not much pressure on them. I'm like, no, ref the game properly, and if they get beat 10-0, they get beat 10-0. It is what it is. It's all here to play football. No disrespect, but I just think,
Yeah, I mean, again, exactly what Nana said. It was, it wasn't that type of game. It was played in, like the spirit of, what like Vets is about. And again, like the two assistant referees, both of them were under 18, and exactly what Nana said, they kind of gave like decisions that, of course, one team or one player may disagree with, but they kind of stuck by that decision. And again, exactly what Nana said, it was I think no game is easy to referee. It really comes down to, I'd say, the temperament and where the game is. Maybe because we were 4 goals up, so it wasn't that like physically kind of contested. I mean, I think if the score was closer, then you'd have probably seen slightly different characteristics from both teams. But I mean, again, the assistant referee that gave Nana's offside goal was absolutely correct.
I saw the video.
He didn't even give it. Did you see that? The landlord didn't even give it.
He looked onside.
Thank you.
Was offside.
Thank you.
Was you there? Was you in line with it?
Me?
No, yeah, I'm talking about, was you in line with it too?
Listen, I mean, anything that Nana's
doing... it's a simple yes or no answer. It's not,
no.
I'm going to go round the houses.
No, but
was you in line with it, yes or no?
Anything that Nana does and I'm watching, I am always in line.
So even if you're in the change room, you're in line. You're his biggest hater.
Oh, wait, hold on.
You're his biggest hater, boy.
Allow it.
No, hold on. Wait. Did Nana show you the video clip where he tried to play an offside and the person ran through on goal?
I don't need to see. We're not talking about that. We're talking about his goal that was ruled offside. That's the one he showed me.
No, but like, I want Nana to show you when like he like came on, what nonsense he was trying to do to actually play offside. And
I will also show him the one when the ball was played and you thought it was offside and you stood like a fucking statue. Sorry, excuse my French, and let the person run through before the flag was put up. The
you know what's funny?
The universe.
You know what's funny? T is the biggest tennis player that doesn't play tennis. You will say something and he will just be like this. Yeah, but you are the biggest tennis player that doesn't play tennis. You absolutely,
oh my God.
Mate, how you're not in the House of Parliament is ridiculous, bro. I'm telling you. You're in the wrong job, mate.
Oh gosh. No, I mean, no, it was again, like we've got to thank the officials. Without the officials, there's no game, but also without the players, the officials don't get paid. 100%. So
100%. Without West London making the travel and doing the job, there's no game.
There's no game, man. There's no game. So definitely. Nana, any kind of special mentions to like any players' performances yesterday?
No, definitely not you.
Okay.
I think that the team that done a sterling job all around. And I did say it at the end of the game. It's a clean sheet, 6 goals all around. I think we did what was in front of us that we had to do. It was a very, very professional performance. Not taking the mick in any way, shape, or form. It was a respectful professional performance, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Just we after the game, the West London boys were in the clubhouse for quite a while as well. Had a drink, had a talk. They are up for a preseason friendly, with their full squad next time. So, friends all around.
Yeah, true. And talking about friendlies and talking about our next game, well, in the London Cup, it's Kumasi Strikers who we've played twice already in friendlies and have beaten us twice.
Yep.
Nana, what are you expecting from this quarterfinal? And is this game going to be down to tactics, or is it going to be down to the desire of the players?
We owe them one. It's as simple as that. We owe Kumasi one. I would compare it to the games we've played against LSU Masters in terms of the friendlies. I think over the last 2-3 years, apart from the last 2-3 years, every season we've played them in friendlies. A lot of teams don't want to play them, don't know why, obviously because you're in the same division. But so far as I'm concerned, a game of football is won in 90 minutes. We'll play anybody in front of us. And for me, playing them 3-4 times in friendlies over the last few seasons has put the boys, has let them understand where we need to be if you want to compete. You can play teams in Division 3, Division 4 and slap them 5, 6, 7. You're not going anywhere. So that would be my comparison is and some of the preseason, I think 1 or twice we've beaten them. But in the league, last season, yes, we beat them. But this season, I think they beat us 1-0. So
they've beaten us twice.
Not this season.
No, in a friendly.
Yes, no, we beat them once at Crofton Albion, and then they beat us the other one. But the point of the matter is when it counts, when it's a competitive game, it's different. So yes, Kumasi have beaten it twice. I could give all the excuses that I didn't have all my players or whatnot, but we've seen the style of Kumasi. James is a very, very good friend, so what I expect from him is a very, very, very competitive game. As we know in the Vets League, is who turns up on the day in terms of your personnel that you have on the day is going to make all the difference. Mm-hmm. If we have a full squad, I'm very confident in my squad that, we can give Kumasi a very, very, very good game. Obviously, we are in the Premier and the Championship, so we will be the slight favorites. But I know that doesn't mean anything once these two teams meet. So I'm looking forward to who's available on the day. The day is the tie is set already. It will be a bit of both to answer your questions. It will be based on personnel and also tactics. We know where their strengths are, and we certainly know where their weaknesses are. So if we have people if we have the right personnel, we'll set the team up in a way that we can get, the W from that tie.
Wiz, you know James and Kumasi pretty well. I mean, what are you expecting from this game?
To bad you up, no joking. Big up James, that's my guy from years and years. I think it's going to be a really, really competitive game. I kind of know what you guys offer, and I think they're going to offer really hard working. They play good football. They're a never die. They're a never die team. They've always been like that through Sunday League to Vets. James is a winner, man. James wants to win stuff, so James is going to set out. James is not going to be worrying about you guys too much. Well, he will. He'll have one eye on your team, but I know he's going to believe what he's got in his changing room, and he's going to want to go out to win the game. So I reckon it's going to be a really interesting battle. I think it'll be close. I could be wrong. I think it could be closer than what people may think.
All right. Okay. Well, as like you're the neutral whiz, I'm gonna let you finish off this with some show with your score prediction.
3-2 Kamazi.
Okay.
2 own goals from Tabriz.
Yeah, I'm putting on the bench for that game. Trust.
2 own goals for Tabriz.
Oh,
You know, it's like, you know, going to be a good game.
Yeah, no,
again,
I agree.
You know, and again, it's a place for the semi-final, and again, everyone that knows once you kind of get to the semis, then hey, like
It's anybody's game, isn't it? Anybody's game, man. That's why we love football.
were you at your game yesterday?
What game?
You played or was it not yesterday? You played LSU Masters.
No, I didn't play. There was no game yesterday.
Or was that
They were meant to play. They were meant to play Santos. It got cancelled, I think.
Yeah. No, but
I looked because we was meant to. I was meant to. My Saturday team were meant to have a game, but it got called off in the morning.
Right.
So I checked. I did check to see if Holland were playing, but then when I looked on the app, it said that the game got cancelled. So
when did you play them? When did you play them? Because you lost 2-1, didn't you?
Oh, in the cup.
No, they lost 2-1 to Holland. I didn't. They lost 2-1 to LSU. I didn't go to that game.
That was last week.
That was last week. I didn't play in that game.
Yeah, that was the 7th.
But from what I've heard, it was a really competitive game. I heard that there was a lot of chances created by Holland. They just didn't take them, and obviously LSU took their chances. And from the vibe I was getting in the group was, you know, they were disappointed that they lost, but also they were quite happy and proud of the performance that was put in. So from what I get from the group was that it wasn't an easy win. It wasn't just like a convincing 2-1. It was, I think Holland had a lot of good chances. They played some really good football, but you know, we don't take a chance, you don't win a game. So that's what I got from the group chat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Was on 4G as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at Long Lane, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the pitch is not that big, that Long Lane. It's quite.
It's a very small pitch.
Yeah, the small G is quite small.
Yeah, I guess it suits Hollington, so you know.
Yeah, it does. Obviously, I've played on it with them. I think it does, but just with the size of it alone, doesn't suit. Doesn't suit it. If just because like the pitch ain't that big, and I think it's quite compact. I think for me it's like 11-a-side for kids. Like grown
True.
men.
We played Long Lane there last season, where Aaron of Kumazi's strikers now, and he terrorized Tabriz on the left hand side.
Shock.
But not to make sense all. So last season or the season before.
Shock.
That wasn't me.
It was you on the left hand side. I have the videos.
Yeah, you know what? Show those videos. It wasn't me. That was Alex.
He's got receipts, man. He's got receipts. Relax.
Of course. Yeah. It was playing on the left side. Aaron tore him up, but I know how the pitch is. It's a shame, but I guess it's quite small. But I guess it's a pitch. We'll be a lucky.
But this is it. I think that like this is just me saying this because of you know, but we're very lucky to have that pitch because it keeps games on. You're able to play and stuff like that. So, you know, respect to Holland for getting that pitch and making the games possible. Just, you know, with the size of the pitch, if they were to, even if Long Lane were to go out a little bit more and back a little bit more, they could. That pitch will be a really good size.
Yeah.
But you know, they've obviously made it. I don't know if it is more for the kids or whatever, but.
Yes, it's a training pitch.
Yeah, Long Lane have got a good setup down there. But if they were, I believe they was to go slightly sort of right where the grass is and slightly further back. There's like it's like a moat, and it's like they're kind of low down. Goes up slightly.
Yeah.
So if they was to go back and you know slightly back a couple yards to the right, slightly a couple yards, you know that would be a good little pitch to have as an actual ground. I think.
Yeah. We got the U lot next week, innit?
Yeah, I might try and be available for that.
Oh yeah, well, typical, innit? Oh well, you know, I'm going to try and make myself available for that game.
That's not to play against you, mate. That's what it is. That's not to play against you, and then we can have a chat about it and be like, how are we going to Bruce? I can remember the last time I played against you was quite memorable.
When was that? When was that? What? That was a friendly. Was it a friendly game? At LSU?
LSU. I think I played against you. Did you play when I played for Holland that day as well? Did you play that game?
Which was that one?
Last season? Was it last season at your ground? I arrived late. I think I was working.
Hold on,
I arrived late.
But we actually beat you last season.
Sorry?
Yeah. I played.
I think it was the season before.
Was it season before?
I think we drew and won last season.
There was one game. I think you might have won. There was one game I turned up late because of I was working prior.
Yeah, it was the season before.
Well.
Yeah, so Bruce was still doing Bambi on Ice that day as well.
Oh my god!
Listen, you know what? And again, I think I'm not going to go into I'd say the league standings, but I think right now that league could be wide open with, of course, Leonie Stars beating Greenwich, but we're not.
Yeah, they lost yesterday, didn't they? Greenwich lost yesterday, didn't they? Yeah.
Oh, Leonie Stars, what a revelation, man! This is the best season they've had in the last 6 years. You know.
Yeah, they seem to be putting a squad together, didn't they?
I'm telling you. Well, this is their time. Right after Christmas, when everybody comes back, this is their time. But the results, some of the results they've had.
Yeah. They're making it quite close, aren't they?
Because, they're the boogie team this season, so far as I'm concerned. Because they've got the ballers. If they can get a team together, and they are very, very good side. They are. They have got some good players, man. But that's the question: is can they get a side out? That's the question, isn't it? Well, it looks like they have been doing that this season.
Yeah,
because they're giving all the big teams very, very, very good games.
Yeah, they are.
They beat Metro Gas 5-0. They beat Greenwich 1. You played them, I think, didn't you? It was a 4-3.
I think Holland beat them 4-3.
Yeah, Holland beat them 4-3.
Apparently, it was quite a close contested game.
Exactly. So yeah. Look forward to that.
Yeah, it's a shame I'm not available as much. But obviously, work commitments and stuff like that. So
no, yeah, that we haven't played them at all. So
have you not? So that'll be an interesting game as well. Then
it will be. We'll see.
Just don't let the Breeze play.
Bro, I need a centre back. I need a centre back.
Do you know what? If you need, I can convert to centre back. Just so
say less, bro. You know my number, innit?
The amount of disrespect I get, it's ridiculous.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is to Breeze? Yeah? Do you know what it is? Like, I love the confidence, but if you didn't waffle so much, then you won't get so much disrespect.
Yeah, but there's no waffle. Like it's the truth. Again.
My question, so before we obviously my question is before we cut off, you're saying the best defender in the universe. How are we calculating that? Are you calculating just vets football, or are you calculating grassroots, or are you calculating in general? How are we calculating this?
Everything above.
Yeah, let's lock off. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching our show.
It looks like a riding rocket. What
we're gonna do for Fabrice's safety, we're gonna ring 111 and just make sure he gets picked over. I'm quite concerned about what's going on in that mind of his.
Guys, please like and share, and we'll see everyone next week.
Also, can you stop putting one last thing? Can you stop putting imposters on the picture?
Listen, Wiz, that's you, man.
That's
honestly,
that is not me. I have no idea who this guy is. Who are these people? Who are these people?
I think that was even better.
This one's mad. This is nuts.
That's brilliant.
It's not. You need to delete that.
Honestly, guys, thank you so much for jumping on. We'll be back next week. Wishing everyone an amazing Sunday, and yeah, hey, let the best team win the London Cup, which will be.
Come on, Kamazi.